Hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. And of course, welcome to yet another beautiful month, another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss Show, as we get to tackle, of course, different matters that have been happening, and of course, news and updates coming from Africa along literally those are our people. And with today's discussion, we shall be talking about basically some of the things that actually happened in Kenya, some of the things that also took place when you talk about justice, something we're talking about on Friday, inequality, corruption, and also literally police brutality. And if you talk about justice actually globally, it's not something that we see majority of our people actually experience. Along that, we shall be talking about the South African court, which has ruled the white genocide claims as imaginary. Yeah, imaginary smoke. I love that, because why? It's not something that is also actually happening in the country. It's not affecting you. It's the Black people that we see actually being affected every now and then, who are actually being killed, and no justice, when you talk about it, is being served to the people who actually deserve it. But along that, we should also talk about, of course, the Netherlands, which was supposed to return, of course, some looted artifacts, and of course, that is in Nigeria. We shall see how many of them they have returned so far, and of course, we know there's so many that actually they still hold very dearly. And remember, there are deals signed or agreements signed between these particular, let's say, museums, the British museums, the other one. There's so many of them, literally. How African countries cannot get back what is theirs, which is so delusional and so crazy. But karibuni sana, that's our conversation for the day. Back to the music. Coming back with a quote of the day, and of course, as we get literally started with what is happening in Africa, and as I get to give you amazing supplements to stay. You guys are doing amazing once again. Karibuni sana to everyone live with us on YouTube, on the radio station, everyone on the network. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I hope you're ready for this amazing new month, which I'll share an amazing quote of it. And actually, it says, "Hello, March. May the early." May the the M stands for may the early spring awaken, that is the A, awaken, and remind you to celebrate the reason and season with hope and joy it brings. Okay, it's again, I'm gonna read it. It says, may the early springs, if you actually get to match the words very correctly, you'll understand it's actually March literally going downwards. May the early spring awaken your soul and remind you to celebrate the reason and season with hope and joy it brings, literally. So, of course, I hope you guys are staying blessed and that you are looking forward to celebrate amazing new things. Personally, I love starting the month with telling myself I expect unexpected money, literally from nobody, from just anyone, just unexpected money. Let's just land on my bank account because I just deserve it. I deserve just someone, putting me in their thoughts, and they're like, let me just spoil job because they deserve it. That is just, I believe in the art of receiving because I'm a giver. I'm such a giver. I do deserve to receive. So I don't know about you. I hope as you start the month, you're literally looking forward to receiving good things, not just money. Could be love, could be a new job, could be a baby, could be a husband, could be a wife, could be something literally you may be starting your own business. So I hope you literally tell yourself and affirm that to yourself, and you're going to receive everything you want. But karibuni sana once again. As we get started, before we get into the conversation of today, I'd love to share some amazing supplements we have on our network, and you can find this by downloading our app, which is very easy for you to find on the Google Play Store. Blackout Fire Network is the name, and of course, you'll get this amazing supplements.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yes, Karibu Nisana once again. Ensure you get that at the Black Hot Network BHFN sports page. And of course, not just the Brain and Focus, we have amazing other supplements, all affordable vitamins, proteins, amino acids, beauty, hair, nail, skin essential, all coming at a very affordable price. And you can actually communicate before or after purchasing your package. And of course, check out also the apparel store, which comes with amazing different colored hoodies, merchandises. We're talking about hoodies, t-shirts, could be maybe a vest, a mug, a cup, anything you'd like, a sandal, a handbag for your side chick, your wife, anyone you'd prefer, literally, you'll get it all there. But karibuni sana once again. My name is Joby to the first time listeners. We got Mr. Blackout Fire who just joined us as we get started with the conversation. Karibu sana Keith.
Asante Sana, you make it home all right last night with your
I,
milk and bread?
I knew it.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing because your ass don't listen. I was concerned. I was like, hey man, what you doing, man?
I go home safe. I go home safe, definitely,
All right. I'm like, hey man, leaving out in the middle of the night to go get no damn bread and milk.
It was not in the middle of the night. It was at 7 p.m. Come on. I left the studio at 10 p.m. What is
That's
7
fine. All right. This didn't, I don't know. That shit. You walk in the dark. That shit didn't look safe. I was like, oh man, can't wait in the morning to go get that shit.
I was just telling Spy the same thing. Just wait for it to enter this show and you'll hear the same thing is gonna tell me. Like, why did I go yesterday? Yep, I went to get milk and bread. That's what's up. Like our parents used to tell us, I'm going to get milk and bread, and then they've gone to their own business, literally, you know. But anyway, Karibu sana. As we get to started with today's conversation, I want to start with this amazing video here, which also is very sad, but also comes along, I'd say, with basically the history we've been learning for the past 2 weeks about the existence of white people. We spoke about the diseases that we have currently in Africa, and which we see actually, we are just recently in Congo. We're reporting about 50 plus people who died because of unknown illness, and I Keith also saying we shall not say where this comes from. And of course, we know. I said it personally on one of the shows. We know where it comes from, and
You know.
we can't keep on hiding the truth because more truth actually needs to come out, and we need to put out these people as who they really are, not all this sugarcoating that we've always been fed through history and books of they came as missionaries, they came to help us. We're not being told about how they forcefully injected our people with the VCCINEs, which contained
Hmm.
diseases in the name of we want to help you. They were
Yeah, but
testing their own
the, the,
disease
the
on us.
question is, how do you help people that were already wealthy? Africa was rich. People were rich. So I don't understand. They talk when you get your fake history, they got the kids, you got to go back on. How can poor people, Europeans were poor, filthy. How do poor people come in? The first you got to ask, how do poor people come help rich people?
Mhm.
How does that happen? You guys ask me that.
They were
Answer me
stinking.
that.
They were stinking. They couldn't wash their ass. They were repeating clothes which was full of feces. I mean,
Yeah.
this they don't even wash their feet till to date in 2025 because they believe that is not okay. And then this is someone who liberated me, helped me how?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
How was the
Exactly.
how's the cleanest now? I still take shower every single day. These people, it will take them even a week to take a shower. I remember me seeing a
Yeah.
video somewhere on TikTok of these women, white women, when they were talking about washing their feet, and they're like, "We don't take shower every day. I take shower after 2 3 days." I'm like, "What? You are a woman."
Oh, they know. They said a week and every 2 weeks.
It is crazy. So I love what we've been learning, of course, for the past 2 weeks, because most of the things when I bump into them now, it's still more revelation of understanding. Wow, this is why you behaved historically. If you trace back, this is why you behaved, why you behaved this way, because it's been you. You lack literally, human.
Yeah.
Despite the smallest melanin that we put in you, you're still not human. It's crazy. And you have no soul. You don't have any intrusion in you. All those things that we've been learning. You lack even a thought to tell you this is wrong. You don't. It's crazy.
Exactly.
We are the real deal right here. And to
That's
understand
why
that,
until you know that, that's why you would always say, I don't understand them. They would, I don't understand it, but where's the humanity? because
And
they don't got the humanity.
even after still knowing this, is still not understandable somehow. It's just fucked up. Like, you gotta be fucked up in the head knowing all this, man. No way. There's no way you're just gonna act like this is normal. We're living with these creatures here, and we're trying to love them, trying to we've showed them ways of living, but they still don't get it right. And then you wanna tell me you know everything now of all the lies we've been fed, and you wanna act like, oh wow, okay, now I understand. Nah, I still don't get it. It's fucked up. It's very, very
Yeah,
messed up. It's
it
very,
is.
very messed up.
It is.
But I bumped into this article during the weekend, which was talking about how the U.S. government tricked 600 poor African American men into the fake health study, secretly watching them suffer from a deadly disease for
You talking
over
about
40
syphilis?
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is.
syphilis.
Mm-hmm,
Was more than that. That was in Alabama. That was in Alabama and Tuskegee.
mm-hmm,
Same place where you get the best, where they taught the best pilots. Ain't that funny? Same place where the best pilots came from to fly planes. Um, yeah, because they were Southerners, and sad enough, Southerners are mostly stupid, and so they know they was inject. And understand this, they took this around the world, guys. I told you. So they started Black America. You same people. Hate to tell you that. I know you get mad. The same people, and they started injecting them with syphilis, with the disease, and let them go, and didn't ever tell them that they that they was injecting them with this damn disease, while they were going blind and crazy for like 60 years or some shit. Go ahead, Joe.
mm-hmm. It's crazy. And of course, as much as we want to say the Southerners were, let's say, docile, that's the term I can
Yeah,
use.
yeah,
Docile,
docile. That's a better. Yeah, docile.
didn't understand what they were getting themselves into. White people knew exactly what they were doing.
Of
That's
course,
why we
of
go
course.
back and look at it. They knew very well. They went to the most docile Black American part
Yeah,
of people and convinced
yeah.
them. You know, and I don't know if this is
And,
a
and,
this.
and you should already know that they were evil. The same shit that they do in Africa. What they say? Oh, the white people. Oh, they come to help us. Help you do what? You was right there with all the slave and all the evil shit they've done. Those stories were still in your family. So why would you trust them to? Like, man, are you crazy? But you know, you just think how evil. What they did it. This is evil, guys. This is evil. Not
Mhm.
bad. It's not. Oh, they made a mistake. They did it on purpose. It wasn't a mistake. This is evil, and this is called eugenics. See, I told you eugenics was supposed to tell how do we wipe out these niggas globally? How do we wipe them out globally without them knowing? Okay, that's been the whole thing. How do we get rid of Africans globally without they stupid asses knowing that we're the ones wiping their ass out? That's why you got the same thing now. Because that eugenics program, it went to Africa. And that's what you see now with the Ebola, the AIDS, and everything else. Eugenics. Same thing that they started it here. On the Africans first here. Oh man, this shit work. We can take this shit down globally and get that land in Africa.
Can I say this? I don't know if it's okay to say this and trying to
Go ahead, Joe.
understand again the delectable Negro and the
Yeah.
term are who you are what you eat or you are what you consume, literally, right? So
Well, that was it.
could it be possible that they were trying to test their diseases on us to see how long we could survive? Because for
Yeah.
them, is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah. That's everything is cruelty with them, Joby. So yeah, they want to see. It's also cruelty. They love to see you all fucked up. They want to see how long could you last, how long you could live, and how long could you live with the disease when they
Mm-hmm.
inject you with the shit, and they get joy out of seeing you all fucked up. You not knowing it, why you're going blind, why you're going crazy. Because syphilis makes you go crazy too. They makes you go blind and crazy. So yeah, they want how long can these black people deal with this shit? That's how wicked it was, right? And it was the U.S. government doing it. So that's what I told you. We've never been part of this country. This country's never seen us as American citizens ever. The country's always trying to think of how can we get rid of these damn people. So um, that's when you see all the diseases popping up in Africa. Africa never had no diseases. Now all of a sudden Africa's full of diseases. I wonder why. I wonder. because nothing was ever natural. But that's the shit they'll tell you because they're wicked, they're evil. And us as African people, we're loving, we're docile, we're stupid. We don't understand them when people are our enemies. We don't get it.
Because
We
it
don't
reminds
understand.
me, it reminds me, I can't remember clearly which history, but I read just recently, I think just last month, of where they believed torturing black people was very necessary, because we could endure pain,
Pain. They said,
I remember.
yeah, we're not the animals. But they said black people endure pain better. We want to see how much pain they can take because we don't believe they feel pain. All kind of crazy, wicked shit. Right?
It is insane. But yeah, let me share this very quickly. Shout to John Mosquito, Karibu Sana.
July of 1972, the Washington Star newspaper broke the story about the controversial Tuskegee Institute syphilis experiment. For 40 years, from 1932 until penicillin was discovered to be an
nasty this sounds. This is so nasty. You injecting diseases knowingly on someone.
Yeah, Joe. You think it's just enough. You think it's just Africans in America. You better know what's happening and on the continent.
Yeah.
Well, you better know that. So also you couldn't even be safe because that Tuskegee was one of the black colleges, Joby. You couldn't even be safe around your own black people selling your ass out because Tuskegee was a black college, Joby. So don't ever give me that shit about no HP historically black college shit because white people control those black colleges. Because if it's real black people control it, how could anybody white come in and give you syphilis, Joby? If you actually had control of that shit.
Impossible.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
72. The U.S. Public Health Service, in partnership with Tuskegee, secretly studied the effects of untreated syphilis in African American men in Alabama. 600 black men, 399 with syphilis, and 201 without the disease, were induced to participate in the experiment. Nearly all of them were poorly educated, impoverished sharecroppers.
Of course, pause. Poorly educated, impoverished sharecroppers means they were dumb and docile. See, that's what they're going to tell you. Stupid. That's why they always want you stupid. See, when you're dumb, you're easy to prey on. That's why all your minerals in Africa go to them. They want you stupid and docile. See, poorly educated and impoverished. Get it? Go ahead, Joe.
In exchange for participating, they were promised free medical exams, hot meals, and a burial stipend.
So
the men with syphilis were not told they were infected and were not treated, even after penicillin was discovered. In July of 1972, effective cure for the disease in the 1940s. Over the course of the experiment, 128 participants died of syphilis or syphilis-related complications. In 1972, when the paper exposed the details, the experiment was still ongoing. It incited public outrage over the unethical treatment of the participants, which led to the experiment's termination that November. The following year, the NAACP filed suit on behalf of the survivors. The federal government settled the lawsuit for $10 million. It also agreed to provide survivors and their infected family members with free medical services.
And remember, when you have syphilis and you having sex with your damn partner and your people, you transfer that to your wife. So you fucking up whole communities with that shit. So wicked, it's how wicked and evil these motherfuckers are.
It is crazy. This is why our people need to literally, we gotta be taught this history from the word go, from being children. You can't sleep around with these creatures. That's all I'm gonna call them. You gotta be fucked up in the head to just knowingly go mess with your enemy. You just gotta be messed up in the head. For me, I fail to just fathom that. again how unprotected you are for you to just be attracting these white people, or what makes you attracted to them. It is just so crazy. But I wanted to share that, of course, for us to understand, or trying to go back to what we've been talking about also the last 2 weeks. Not sure if today we're doing part 7, but yeah, literally
We're doing part 7.
what we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks of trying to understand the creation of white people, where they come from, why they behave how they behave, and everything is all starting from history to today, and looking at their creation to how they behave. It's all making sense, literally. It is all literally making sense. But
Of
I have to
course,
say,
when you,
in
when you know that's why this is never taught.
But yeah, shout out to you, Joe Mosquito. Karibu Sana. I hope you're doing amazing. It says delectable no shows on Friday, Saturdays.
That's right. That's right, nigga. I was tired. You put anything on my prison books? Did you put anything on my prison books, Mosquito? Did you have you're getting 4 shows a damn week and you still want me to work every damn day? Did you put some money on my prison books, Mosquito? Did you put some money on my books? Did you go to Black Hat Fire Network and put down some payment? You want me to? Even slaves got a day off at least once a week.
Man. But anyway, as I continue speaking a little bit on what is happening, I also want to place in Kenya, as I get to share another video right here of still the current ongoing abductions, and the same person who actually linked information about the M23 rebel coming to Kenya and having a deal with our president, which is undocumented nowhere, is the same person actually revealing details of how people are being abducted, where they are being killed. I don't understand why this source is being allowed to actually yap so much. If it's a threat to the country, again, I always say they should always be shut down, like we see majority of our people being killed and kidnapped. If you are a threat to the country, when you're talking too much, they delete you. So I kind of tend to, I'm not understanding this person, why, as much as I'm understanding, he's linking so much information about the president and the current ongoing things that are happening in the country. Why is he being allowed to talk? That's the question.
Because he might be allowed to talk because he's too public. His abduction would prove easy that that the government abducted him. Sometimes you make yourself unabductable when you get out there and everybody knows who you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I'd say he's really loud enough. Of course, so many people know him. But before I get to share this video, of course, connected to what is happening, I'd say because our president has failed to take, of course, accountability. Number one, of course, giving job opportunities to youths, which we've seen again. Shout out to Ibrahim Taroy, he's really doing amazing, including prisoners. Prisoners right now, like I said, even if I was, God forbid, even if I was in prison, literally, I'd feel productive in Burkina Faso because I feel engaged to be productive in part of what the community and the government literally developing. I'm not just there as a prisoner, and especially if innocent. It's crazy. But on Saturday, we had our government launching a new model of house, it's called a model house. Okay, let me read this. Government launches a model Saudi house for training Kenyans head to the Gulf as domestic workers, meaning there's a new ongoing, launch especially for Kenyans to apply for jobs in, of course, Saudi Arabia or the Arabic countries. And these are the statements saying that the government launched on a Saudi model house in Mombasa for training Kenyans. The Ministry of Labor is sending to the Gulf as domestic workers. According to the Labor US Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua, the model of Saudi house will provide job recruits with a unique opportunity to finalize.
To be a slave. So I'm saying Africans are always sending their people to be somebody's fucking slave, somebody's servant, because that's what they see. That's why these African men, you're fucking failures. I'm sending you good opportunities for everybody to go be servants to people who treat them like shit.
Exactly. They also understand, they said they're adding this is to ensure they adapt more easily to their new work environments. And I quote what the cabinet secretary says: this initiative enhances their preparedness and marketability, giving them a competitive edge in the international job market. Through such initiatives, we are not only expanding employment opportunities, but also ensuring our workforce is.
How does it expand them in an international job market to be somebody's fucking servant? What the fuck are you talking about? That's why you despicable niggas never get no respect. You sound crazy as cat shit. Those aren't any skills anybody's got to try to get to be somebody's fucking servant. What are you talking about? That's how despicable. That's what all these African leaders have got to be taken down. They're all fucking despicable. This shit he's saying right here is despicable. This makes us in the job market. Those are not positions. No one's trying to get to be somebody's fucking servant. I'm not trying to leave my country to go be nobody's goddamn servant. What are you talking about?
So, looking at the comments of what the Kenyans are saying,
you hear nobody. You hear nobody but a dumb African nigga. I'm gonna call this nigga. You hear no Chinese, no Arabs, no white people. Oh, we think it's a good opportunity to go be that white people or Asians or Arabs go become somebody's slave and servant in another country. You'll never hear that shit. Never. You'll never hear it. Only these despicable niggas you hear this nonsense. Go ahead, Joby.
So looking at the comments of majority of the Kenyans here, one of the Kenyans says, first take your daughter and niece to those job trainings.
Exactly. Take your daughter, motherfucker.
Another one says, let me look at this one. Imagine, let me see. He says, you can't make this stuff up. The government are content creators in their own right. In fact, they should be paying digital tax. Literally, because I was also saying the same. Now we see even Ruto on TikTok, all these presidents and leaders on TikTok right now, they've become more of content creators instead of delivering what they promised the people. There's nothing they're doing but just now becoming famous on TikTok and criticizing Kenyans and citizens, everything they say on social media. Are you a content creator or are you a leader? Where do you stand? Where do you stand? Another one says, the last comment I'm going to read or two. Another one says, out here playing Cobra Squad with people's lives, literally. And another one says, how do you train people to be abused by their employers? That is the last
comment. What? I'm glad Africans finally waking up. What the fuck are you talking about? Job opportunity is going to be somebody's servant. You know how despicable these niggas are? This despicable. No one would ever say this. It's a job opportunity. You go become somebody's servant. You'll never hear that in the Caucasian world, Asian world, East Indian world, or the motherfucking Arab world. Only in the African world you hear this despicable nigga shit.
It's crazy. So
that's why I say all Africa's gotta be cool. It's too far gone to try to change it. All these despicable niggas have got to go. All of them. Go ahead, Joe.
It's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Literally, we can see the result of them failing to provide job opportunities to the citizens or the youth. Majority of the youths, of course, who are high. It's youth. The percentage of actually, it's not even the percentage of unemployed people in Africa, it's so many. Not just
that just the youth, yo. It's just Africa because these Negroes haven't built shit. They're morons. Exactly. Because the Europeans have set up systems of government that's full of fucking morons who are thieves. There is no real government in Africa. They set up all these corrupt systems to benefit, so all the money goes to the Europeans. That's how Africa's the richest continent and Africans are poor. Because they've installed morons and embed them inside the government. These idiots. So they don't know how to really build anything, Joe. They're dumb as fuck. Like a assassinate video made me laugh and showed in TikTok showed that Goopy Museveni being in Uganda for over 40 years and they juxtapose Ibram Toure been in power for 2.5 years. It said this motherfucker been in power over 40 years. Ibram Touré's been in power 2.5 years. And they show everything Ibram Touré did in 2.5 years that dumbass Museveni ain't did in 40 years. Because Museveni's an idiot. He's partially retarded. He's a moron. That's why shit ain't never been done in Uganda. He doesn't know how to make shit happen. He's an idiot. He's only concerned about keep power. That's what they do with most Africans. They're idiots. They're functional idiots. They're stupid. So when Ibram Touré is out putting the biggest pharmacy, taking all these new hospitals, the biggest hospital now in Africa is going to be in Burkina Faso. Making 55 new hospitals. There's going to be another 100. And he just made the biggest fish farm in Africa. Making the biggest pharmacy in Africa. Because he's not stupid. He's well educated. Europeans don't want the well educated to come as leaders by trying to kill them. You got educated people in Kenya, but they'll never get power unless they take it.
We've seen so far with proof of articles and facts that they go to the bushes where these non-educated people exist. I want to use Mobutu as an example because that is his issue that I remember literally where they picked him from very well from the bush where people don't even recognize this village, like, you know, and then boom, you are the president of the country. I mean,
exactly.
Why won't you lack the big man syndrome? Of course, you're gonna have that big man syndrome literally because
of course, come from poverty. Uneducated come from poverty. It's right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you a library and a bottle of wine. Right, joke.
That was the dumbest. I mean, you know, at least that is on the. What about the others? What did they pick? If we picked the library and wine, what did the rest? I kind of.
At first, they get control of the country, and they get to be. The country's all fucked up. They don't know how to develop the country, but they get money. They get a lot of money, and they get to be rich and pretend like they're important people. While their countries are fucked up, no development, no one country still hasn't never developed. You know, motherfuckers been in power 50 and 60 years. It ain't shit. You can't see no development in the country.
Tells you at the age of 64 years, if you've never touched $1 million, you make me wonder. That is for 70. Come on.
Yeah, he's talking about you. It makes you okay. You know what? Don't make me wonder. But 70, why is Uganda still fucked up and undeveloped? You see what Joby showed the currency. $1 million what? $1 million in Uganda's not working. Your currency 0.000 whatever Joby said. Whatever outlandish shit that shit. That's $1 million what? That's how you know. Yeah, that's how you know to say somebody just saying crazy shit. Yeah, if you touched $1 million, Moran, you ain't built $1 million nothing. What are you talking about? Because he's an idiot.
It's crazy. So I want to share this video very quickly of this guy explaining how our leaders don't like criticisms. Literally, African leaders, because we've seen
exactly because they got big head syndrome. They don't want to be criticized. Because that's the problem when you get somebody that's stupid, you get empowered. They don't want to be criticized because they can't deal with it. They can't deal with being criticized. That's why you get all these abductions and all this other crazy shit happening. Because they don't want anybody criticizing them. They can't deal. That's why you see when somebody like Samir Salute, whatever fucking name is down in South Tanzania, when they just do a picture of her ass, they got locked up. Somebody said something about Museveni, they get locked up. It's all the same old shit.
Exactly.
But you're supposed to be in a democracy. I'm supposed to be able to talk about you. That's a democracy. Oh, well, these are fake democracies.
Yeah, those are some of the things we saw literally in 2024. Samia Suluhu, of course, ensuring a 24-year-old was jailed because of banning a picture. Museveni, because of someone criticized his family on TikTok. Equatorial Guinea, because someone criticized the family on TikTok. Which other country? Actually, a bunch of in Kenya, we've been seeing it's because of demand of accountability, leave alone even criticisms. Accountability, and we've seen everything you're doing. Everyone is disappearing, and everyone who appeared, I'd say majority, they have been saying majority of the people who made it to the parliament, rumors allegedly had it, that anyone who made it to the parliament and had their devices on, that's how they were being caught. Literally, that's how one by one, every one of them is being caught, and that's why we've seen these missing people, still abductions going on, because they have been tracing those who managed to get to the parliament. But if you look at it again, because of they don't like accountability, they don't like criticisms, so they see the way they can actually help Africans to shut us up. And because they've created this mentality of outside countries are the best, if you go outside you're gonna be paid okay. We're not being told about us having the best in Africa, including our mineral resources, including everything. You're being told now, or being sold the idea of go to Dubai, go to Saudi Arabia, becoming a housemaid, that's okay. No, it's not okay.
Why haven't you, and then be saying, why don't we develop the country here so I have a job here? Oh, I'm going to lock you up. I'm going to lock you up for saying that. I thought this was a democracy. You work for me. I'm supposed to be able to tell you what to do. You work for me. That's what democracy is.
I want to see if after this I'm going to find a short clip explaining from some of these women talking about the experiences they have when they go to these Arabic countries. Of course, you sold the dream, right? You're going to become a housemaid. You're going to be paid well. Your salary is going to increase after a certain time. And don't worry, as an agent, we do
check. All lies.
You did, and that's why I'm always grateful, man. Thank God to the intrusion I've been given and for always understanding the power I have, which is the intrusion. I was told, do not dare take that ID. You better take your ass back home. Okay. And that's what I did. I followed my intuition. And thank God immediately after that, that's how I got the job literally on Blackout Fire. Literally after that. But before that, I was getting myself in some deep shit, but I followed my intuition. But you sold the dreams. Of course, you're going to be paid well. You're going to do that. But I saw another video and we've discussed also other bunch of information that has been leaked out. Apart from just sleeping with dogs, there's sleeping with snakes, there's you getting feces on your face. I don't know, all this kind of just nasty
you get doodle in your face, you get doodle in your mouth, ask you to eat their doodle. You know why they're doing it? Because the African man, the African man is seen as a weak moron. He's an axe of war. Everybody will sit down with no other body's woman but the African woman. Because the African man is seen as a weak fucking moron. They know he's not going to do it. He's an axe of war. Axe of war. Whenever you do something against someone's woman, because your woman perpetuates your race into perpetuity. So these are acts of war. So
this very quickly as we
continue. We have a matter where if you're a country that you are not willing to accept criticism, you are a president and you think that you are going to take people like me, you are taking young Kenyans.
He has that Joshua Maponga kind of voice, I don't know.
And you're killing them, and right now, some of them are being killed in a stadium.
He ain't no Joshua Maponga talking all crooked. Okay, Joseph Maponga, okay, yeah, I think about Pio Lumumba. I say, he ain't no Pio Lumumba.
No.
One of the Western county governments. That is the information I got last night. They're taken there at 2:00 in the morning, and the bodies are picked at 7 in the morning in trucks.
In a heartfelt address during the Martha Karua party lunch, Onyonka emphasized the importance of unity and collective action for the community's progress. He spoke about the pivotal role that each member plays in shaping their future and the vital need for collaboration between leaders and citizens.
We have a country where our budget now is 4 trillion. Parliament serves the executive. 90% of the members of parliament and senators have been bought.
Yep.
In that process, you have this 4 trillion budget, which is supposed to give our people health services. It's dead. Mm-hmm. You have the education system on its knees. Mm-hmm. Why? Because university funding money does not get to the people who are vulnerable.
Exactly.
You have a government that is actually doing something called affordable housing, but in the universities, all our students live in the slums.
Yep.
Instead of the government building
hostels
where these kids stay, because they pay.
Exactly. The hostels are very expensive. I remember I couldn't pay for a hostel because it was goddamn expensive, more than the school fees. You're like, why is an hostel expensive more than the school fees? Oh, it's our system.
The government is building houses where the president and his friends are sharing the loot.
Onyanka also highlighted the achievements of the party, showcasing how their efforts have positively impacted the community's development. As he concluded his speech, Onyanka called for renewed commitment to the party's vision, urging everyone to remain steadfast in their efforts for change.
How are they sharing the loot? They supply the cement. First of all, they take public land, they supply the cement, they supply chumas, they supply kokoto, they supply mchanga among the friends. They have said they were building 200,000 houses. The Auditor General says we've only done 5,000. The rest, they don't know where they are.
Exactly.
You have a country that as we speak today, you don't know where the port of Mombasa, who owns it.
Exactly.
Wanjigi, you don't know who owns Lamu Port. Mm-hmm. What happened to Vision 2030 and Konza City? Mm-hmm. Billions and billions of Kenyan shillings dumped over there. Nothing has happened. Then, of course, Morara has always come out with the roads, how there is nothing, how they take the money and share it amongst themselves.
Yeah, even the houses, man. I remember, shout out to Morara. I don't know if I can find that video, but with all this affordable housing bullshit, where they're taking people's money by force every goddamn month, but there's no houses. The houses that have been built, it's during, I don't know, Kibaki's time. And they're, oh my God, this is just so crazy. Looting of lands and doing nothing. And these lands are just seated. But if you go try claim them, or you wanna make this now profitable to the people, no, you're gonna be killed. They're gonna tell you don't belong here.
Teachers are not being paid because they are examining exams from 2 years ago.
Exactly.
And then you have our Kengen, you have Ketraco, you have Diathamo, all of these state corporations. If I ask Eugene Wamala today, Your Excellency, do you know now who the ownership, the partnership of these government institutions are? Would you tell me? Absolutely not. All our universities' land, whether it is the University of Nairobi, whether it's Kenyatta, whether it is Moi University Eldoret, is being allocated, shared amongst the people in government today. The houses where university lecturers have been staying around here, including across the street, they have already transferred the titles. And I'm informed that some of those are being given to commercial banks so that they can borrow money against them, so that if the government comes later to claim for those properties, they'll find that they already...
The energy in the room surged as Onyanka invited everyone to share their ideas and aspirations, creating an inclusive atmosphere of dialogue. With enthusiasm, Onyanka promised to amplify the voices of the community, ensuring that each concern was heard and addressed by the party.
There's your AI voice right there.
I know.
Government that is actually doing something called affordable housing, but in the universities, all our students live in the slums. Instead of the government building where these kids stay, because they pay, the government is building houses where the president and his friends are sharing the loot. How are they sharing the loot? They supply the cement.
Yeah, literally. So it's so crazy. You can see it's just a government, a system that has been created of just corruption.
It's criminality. It's not it's not a government. It's criminal. That's what you call. It's called mafioso. It's a mafia government. There never was any governments in Africa. They're all criminals. The criminal organizations. So it's make sure that they get money from the people. They steal enough. They steal most of the money. Still, most of the money goes to Europe. They get their piece of it, and but that's why Africa still remains impoverished.
Sure.
So also you keep the people stupid. They keep Africans dumb. That's what's happening.
We're waiting for 2027. That's all I'm gonna keep on preaching personally. I remember on Saturday when I was in Salon, that's the same debate we were having literally with the women over there, like talking about how those who are going to vote, those who are not going to vote, and everyone is just saying the same thing. If Ruto takes again this seat, it's not gonna be nice. It's gonna be ugly. It's not gonna look nice. Everyone
No,
can see it. It's gonna look ugly in
exactly,
2027 if Ruto again
exactly.
clicks president this time again. It's not gonna go. It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna. And mind you,
No,
there's
they're
so
not.
many. He has so many allies as well too in the country. Those who are also still in power. So many people
Of
want
course,
him to.
of course, he has allies, but the majority of the people, that's just allies in the government, the people don't want
True.
his ass there. So
True. True.
you're not going to be able to say that he won a fair election because he's hated. So we know he's not winning, you know. So there's going to be, he doesn't have the country completely locked down like a Kagame does and be able to just take the country. So I won 99.9% crazy shit. So he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that in Kenya. So there's going to be conflict. If he tries to say he won an election, there's going to be conflict. People say, you didn't win no election. You out your fucking mind. Nobody vote for you. You didn't win no, you're one of the most hated motherfuckers in the country. You didn't win no election. So it's gonna cause a fight.
It will. It will. But we're looking forward to see, of course, how things are going to go. But as we get to continue, as we get closer to winding up on the other news and updates coming from South Africa, of course, we've seen South Africa recently after the new land law that was signed and passed by Ramaphosa and Trump talking his shit. We've seen, of course, the white only land that is on Rainier. Shout out to Odemai. I'm still going to give him the props he deserves, despite him being a coon. Um, we've seen, of course, South Africans claiming and coming out to speak of how they are the most killed in the country. Last year, like we reported, we had, and if you look at also majority of the articles in news and information, you'll find so many Black people have been killed, tortured, or probably faced
Of
any sort of
course. But
racism.
I'm gonna tell you, it's the white people that are being hurt, and they the ones get to make their own towns, their own
Yeah.
cities inside of a country, their own little, make their own. These are acts of war. They're making their own currency, their own everything. What? Oh, you can only do this. That's what I'm trying to make it. You can only do this to African people. Any place else, you're getting wiped out. You're getting wiped out. They're not asking no questions. They're gonna tell you not to do it. When you try to do it, they're gonna wipe your ass out.
Mm-hmm.
Go to China and try that shit. You get wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
Go to any place try to do what they do. Only in African countries can you do this. Because this is talking about the African man. You're weak and you're docile. That's why we do it to your ass.
Mm-hmm.
How about the women? How about the men? The men are the ones running the society. It's about the African man. Attack on you. Attack on your masculinity. And you've accepted allowing people to treat you like shit. Talk to you like shit. That's why your women and your children are under threat by other people. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so during this weekend, we've seen there is a South African court which ruled the white genocide claims as imaginary, as we thought. So they're saying in a land ruling, a South African court has dismissed claims of an alleged white genocide in the country, stating that such notions are clearly imagined, not real. And the decision effectively counters past statements made by the US President Donald Trump and the, of course, so-called billionaire Elon Musk, both whom had previously spoken about what they perceived as the persecution of white South Africans. The ruling also put an end to the controversial financial request from Grantland Michael Gray, a wealthy benefactor who sought to leave $5.1 million to the white supremacist group Legion, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the court deemed the request invalid, vogue, and indirect violations of public policy, preventing the funds from being used to further the group's racially divisive agenda. Literally, you can say they even put it on.
That's why Angola should have went and wiped their ass out 30 years ago, like they were supposed to. You should have went in and wiped their ass out. Because the idea white people get good and all that old shit is not. They own all the media, it's all the lies that white Jays tell. All white people decide to become good and stop apartheid. I told you, nothing to do with that fake ass Nelson Mandela at all. They lost wars against the Africans they were waging war against Zimbabwe, which is Rhodesia, Botswana, but really Angola. Broke their fucking white backs. So they had no choice because Angola, some will wipe you motherfuckers out. We're going to wipe you people out. That may wipe it. Oh, we're going to be good and let black people not have apartheid. See, they're still racist. Ain't nothing changed that. Ain't nothing changed their racism. Sure. So don't think they just became good. That fake story they give you. I'll just give you some made up bullshit. They lost wars against the other Africans around them. You goofy South Africans, you didn't free yourself. I've already teach you that. You didn't free. Then do it your fake ass Nelson Mandela. Africans around you had military and defeated this white man in the field. Broke his goddamn back. So they get talking this fuck shit again. If they're gonna go to war, go to war. Go to war and see what happens to your ass. Go to war with the Africans. Go to war with the Africans. We already know what happened 30 years ago. Go to war with the Africans. When you ain't nothing but 7% of a population. Go to war. This time, the Africans are going to finish the business. It ain't gonna be no, you know what? We sorry. We don't know what we're doing. Well, we know what we're doing. Go to war. You're the white people say we'll go to war if we try to take the land. Okay, then it's going to wartime. And guess who's going to win? You've already seen it. You knew 30 years ago who fucking won, and it wasn't you. It wasn't your ass. But the Africans been kind and loving, like Temple said. You did a truth and reconciliation. The Africans said, okay, you had Nelson Mandela, his punk ass out of jail. Tomorrow. We're not going to give the land back to the Africans. We're going to let the white people say they're sorry, and we're going to try to love each other. What? What is all that justice? What are you talking about? Truth and reconciliation. You snapped in the face to all of the Africans who died fighting this beast.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
As we come to the end of today's show, the last conversation is about the stolen artifacts, of course, which we know white people majority have said we don't deserve our own shit back, which is so crazy and sounds crazy. It is so crazy as it sounds.
Exactly. That's how power works. Till you get power, nobody respects. Joby, power does not respect weakness. That's why they say all this outlandish shit. You niggas don't deserve to have your own stuff back. What? What are you talking about? So they're telling you somebody can come here and steal your shit and keep your shit. And they tell you that they know it's stolen and they don't care.
You better disappear. I better not find you. You better not even try return even. You better disappear with all of them then, because I better not find you. Is after making the statement, I don't deserve. Because I remember last year me reading the article of where it's different museum from Britain to the rest, literally, who have signed this agreement that African countries should not get. It is crazy, man, and insane. But so we have Netherlands, which of course last week said they're going to return.
And they came to help you. Why are they stealing all your shit? They supposed to came to help you.
I thought they were wealthy, man. I thought they were wealthy.
They came to help you out of all your shit.
Wealthy people don't steal. Wealthy people don't come stealing and looting and killing. You know, you're already wealthy. You already have everything you want. So why would you come do that? But anyway, of course, that's
exactly. Why you say we so rich? You come to help us. Why are you stealing all? Why are you stealing from poor people, Joby?
But so we have, of course, them returning their stolen Benin bronze to Nigeria, and this reminds me of last year, but one where we saw Ghana being loaned back, not. They were loaned back their own artifacts for a moment. It is crazy, man, as it sounds. But this is Netherlands. Let me share this as we come to the end of today's show.
Return 119 bone bronzes to Nigeria, marking the latest step in a global movement to right the wrongs of colonialism. Now, these priceless artifacts looted by British soldiers in the late 19th century.
They are priceless to us, but remember they have put prices on every one of them, because I remember still also sometime I did a show checking on some of the literally expensive, which cost millions to them now, millions of dollars or euros when it comes to them. Some are from Kenya, some are from Ghana, some are from literally so many places all over Africa. And they've put a price tag on them. So they're not priceless. I kind of want Africans sometimes to understand when they say they're not priceless. They knew the value, and that's why they even put they put a price tag on these things, because they understand the value. For us, we made them for free.
Priceless means Joby. Priceless means priceless means they're very expensive.
I know
that they can't put a price on it.
But they did. They just did. For us, we made it out of the knowledge of the universe, out of the messages we're being given, it was all spiritual, because I've read literally some of them are very spiritual. They were not just artifacts.
During the sacking of the Benin Kingdom, are finally coming back home where they actually rightfully belong. Dumelang, Absheni Ralocha Sanbanani Mulweni. My name is Naledi Mfule, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, the people who actually created them. I mean, the bone bronzes are more than just objects. They are a part of the identity and history and spirit of the Benin kingdom, which now is part of the modern day Nigeria. I mean, they are a testament to an African craftsmanship and culture. And for so long,
it's crazy they grew up showing us these things as witchcraft. Do you know how many animations we have of these artifacts now that we used to see as witchcraft? Being honest, we have Kirikou. We have there's another Egyptian cartoon they used to bring, and then they're using the mummies, trying to show them like how mummies are evil, how mummies are witches.
That's got propaganda. And those mummies are African. It nothing to do with the fake Egyptians that you see up there today. That ain't none of their shit. That's African shit.
They were taken away without consent and scattered across the world and displayed in museums far from home. I mean, the fact that these artifacts are finally being returned is a significant step towards healing and justice. I believe it's a symbol.
No, it's not. That's exactly. It's not, because I remember in Ethiopia, this is what they did in Ethiopia last year. They returned some stolen artifacts, but in exchange of something. There was an airport deal that they were signing. So it's never in vain. We have to figure out what is Nigeria offering back in exchange of these stolen artifacts. Tinubu is a drug dealer. Tinubu is old. Tinubu, all he thinks about is actually how he can bulletproof his car, how he can travel left, right, and center, and go to the Indian hospitals, get treated. He can't even put up a proper hospital in his country. Remember that. So we can't say that is a man in his right mindset who understands actually the importance of these artifacts. None of these politicians of today, apart from Ibrahim Traoré and those who are trying to actually claim independence of Africa and trying to do everything in favor of the citizens. None of the rest, including Nana Akufo-Addo, has been pushing for that, and the rest, you don't deserve these artifacts back in your country until you understand it. And we don't need you to understand the role. We need other people who understand the role of leadership before they claim back what is stolen from us, and not claim, demand. It's a high time we set up a tone again. They have an agenda when it comes to us. Do you? You can't be talking weak. I think it's time. That's Nana Akufo-Addo. I think it's time the people who are accountable with this perfect English. I can't even mimic him. I can't mimic Nana Akufo-Addo for shit.
I might told his fat ass to go sit down. Shut up.
It's time for the people who are, who did this and this to give us back what belongs to. That's not the tone. That's not the tone they used when they came in here. You need to use a different tone to be understood and to get the message across. But you're so scared, and that's what's up. We understand. But anyway, as we come to the end of today's show, I see John Mosquito Ali saying, is it true Burkina Faso has a new airline called Afro Airlines? Let me see.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do, John Mosquito. It's a new one. I don't know if it's up and running yet, though. I'll let Joby pull it up. Yeah. This man is doing everything. This even Ray, goddamn. This motherfucker is doing everything, building a new home. I just laughed my ass off when they showed him against Persephone, stupid ass. This motherfucker building brand new homes so people won't be homeless, live in dignity. He building airlines, hospitals. I was like, God damn. Wheat fields. Nobody going no damn Russia and Ukraine to get no wheat. You know, but he building wheat.
Yeah, it's a new airline. Yeah, I've seen it. Joe Mosquito. Yes.
Afro something. Afro something.
Afro Airlines. Yep.
Afro Airlines. See, African. I love it. Then Black Afro Airlines. There you go. That sounds cool. Gonna give me a tick on this Afro Airlines, nigga.
And Malawi is now following suit and taking back control of its resources. Yep, they will have to. They will have to. Well, that's Malawi. We also have there's a few countries that have been.
Did you? Yeah, they got you see what Malawi has been. This I'm talking about how dumb these black leaders are, stupid, retarded. Malawi's been giving all its minerals. This shit. Them motherfuckers was paying these motherfuckers $600 for minerals that were worth $4 billion. I was like, what? $600? Why they take away $4 billion worth of minerals and giving Malawians $600? You wonder why Malawi is poor as fuck? You better start minding your own shit. I just can't even imagine how stupid you would be to sign some deal. When a motherfucker gets $4 billion from me and they give me $600. What? I said, this can't be real. You're talking about a level of stupidity that it just boggles the mind.
Mm-hmm. I also see Juba Jaba in the building. Karibu Sana. He says, witchcraft, man, the propaganda they use make us dislike yourself. I know.
Exactly, witchcraft.
I'm going to see tomorrow if I can. I'll share. If I remember, I'll share it on the show towards the end. There's a cartoon called Kirikou. And if I try now, look at Kirikou now, understanding everything right now, they promoted some of our culture, literally so witchcraft, which is so wrong. Like, what? Like, why is this witchcraft, man? It's crazy. John says, I was thinking the same thing. Jabba spitting image. And yes, it is crazy, man. Yes, $600. Africa, docility, the mindset needs to you need to wake up. You need to understand the rest of the world is rich because of you, while you're poor. You are wealthy, but it is only you is poor, and that's why the rest of the world sees you poor, because you don't understand the wealth in your own country. So starting from the mind, you're poor. So you have a poor mentality to understanding literally even the economics, how they run in your country. So that's why you're considered poor. It is so sad and crazy. But it goes back to education and a whole lot of things. As we come to the end of the show, thank you so much to everyone who has been with me this morning. Asante sana to Jiba Jaba, came in late, but thank you for catching up. John Mosquito, thank you so much.
Come back and join airtime.
And of course, to all the silent listeners over there, thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys, of course, later on the Rhythm Scoop Show and on the Africa Today Show. Luaton is coming back in a few. Catch up with her as you see what she's talking about.
You know, I was going to do the show. I do this weekend. That show Jibba Jibba asked me to do. It's so divisive, man. That damn FBA and African. That shit. I'm seeing these shows all on TikTok this week. This shit is so divisive.
Big shout out to Vince.
Yeah, peace family.
All the way. Big on a business official. It's a bit on a